Joining me now, Admiral James Stavridis, former NATO Supreme Allied Commander and partner of the Carlyle Group, an international investment firm. Thank you so much for joining us to talk about this very important subject. Let's start here. 2 weeks. We've heard that threat before without any action, and Trump's latest threat to Putin comes nearly 2 weeks after he promised, quote, very severe consequences if Putin did not agree to end the war at the Alaska summit. So from your perspective, Admiral, how does Putin see it?
Putin sees that he can continue to play kind of rope-a-dope with the president. And, you know, I'll make the cheapest pun in the world here and say that President Trump has all the trump cards if we were playing bridge. And I think it's time for President Trump to start actively deploying those. Look, the last 2 weeks in August are typically slower in the international system. So I, for one, am waiting for Labor Day and see if President Trump starts to play some of the trump cards he's holding. And I'll give you three that are top of mind for me, Danny. Number one, financial. Secondary sanctions on those who purchase Russian oil. Hit Putin where it hurts, his economy. Number two, military. Fred mentioned it a moment ago. Let's get serious about putting Western troops into Ukraine. Make them trainers, advisors, don't have to be American boots on the ground, but show that plan to Putin. There's a military component. And then third, politically, we talked right after the summit, President Trump did, with a lot of European leaders about the idea of giving diplomatic security guarantees NATO-like, an attack on one, an attack on all, Article 5-like. I think it's time to roll those three trump cards out and start playing them, because until you do, Putin is not going to seriously come to the negotiating table.
Well, I mean, to that point, Trump continues to express optimism that this Putin-Zelensky one-on-one would still happen. Do you think, though, even with three of those steps, do you think Putin ever will meet Zelensky one-on-one?
I do. Once Putin is convinced that he is generationally damaging his country. He's not convinced of that yet because we haven't applied the highest level of pain to him. We need to do that. If we do that, then the walls start to close in on Vladimir Putin. Danny, remember that Putin has already lost 1 million young Russian men. He's got a population of 150 million, call it 75 million men. 1 million either killed, badly wounded, left the country to avoid the draft. That's generational damage. It's real brain drain. Putin is playing what are fundamentally a weak hand of cards. He's playing it pretty well. It's time for us to call his bluff.
Admiral, as we wait for this meeting that may or may not happen, I guess, from your perspective, are European allies thinking right now, this is exactly why we wanted that ceasefire, because Putin would drag out any other commitments?
100% correct, Danny. And what's happening now is a light is going on for the Europeans. You know, click, light going on. The U.S. is not going to be the ultimate backdrop that they always have. I think you'll see President Trump put pressure. I think we'll continue the flow of American support. But from Washington, the hope is that for the Europeans, they realize they have to step up at this point. They have to be part of this pressure campaign on Vladimir Putin. And don't forget, final thought here, Europe collectively, the European Union is the second largest economy in the world after only the United States. They're the second largest defense budget in the world. They spend more collectively on defense than Russia, significantly more. So Europe has cards. I think that light is going on. Look for talks coming out of the summer for how the Europeans can help put pressure on Vladimir Putin. That's what needs to happen next, Danny.
Admiral James Stavridis, thank you so much as always for your insight. Appreciate you.